Textbooks. The ICR does have a textbook section. It is not very clear on there. It's a little bit confusing on there. Just the way things go in the way we have to set up the ICRs, it is just not a very user-friendly item. So what I've done is I've created another link. If you go here, back in Blackboard, there is a link here. It says Textbook and Technology Requirements. If you click on that link, it'll open up a new link that says the required textbooks options and the required technology. That first one that's up there, the required textbook options, it has a list of everything you need. The prices that I included in there are the prices that were given to me by Barnes & Noble, our bookstore. Those are the prices that you have there, so if you look elsewhere, you may be able to find what you need other places. Of the textbooks, there is one main one we'll have, which is called My Stat Lab, and some of you have already found that, and you've been trying to reach me about that. Just know that there'll be information coming out later in this video that tells you about that as well. Required technology, these are the things that you need to have in this course for it to work. And there it has things like the type of computer you need, what you'll need to be able to access, what the computer needs to be able to do, just things like that. Basically, overall, you need a computer that has a web camera and a microphone. Along with that, you need a high-speed internet of some sort. When we do our test, those tests will be done through a third-party source where they record you what's going on. So you need to be able to record that, and that video is sent to me, and I look through the test, and I watch you actually taking the test. So just make sure that you are aware of that, but we'll go over a lot more information on test at a later time. When we get closer to test time, we'll have another little information system there for you so you can know what's going on. If you are worried about being recorded or don't have a web camera and don't plan on purchasing one or don't have one on your computer, we do offer the options of taking tests on campus. So if that's a concern of yours, I will have that option available for you as well. But just know that the Proctorio service that we're going to be using, the online proctoring service, is available for you to use 24 hours a day from wherever you are. So it is a pretty good software, I feel. This is the actual textbook that we're going to be using. It's actually the software. It's the My Stat Lab. This access code card, it's edition 10. Here's our ISBN, the publisher, all that information, it's there. The price of it, if you buy it in the bookstore, is around $128. $127.20 was the last price that I had seen on that one. This is the only item that is required. When you purchase this, when you go into My Stat Lab, there actually is a link inside there for the textbook as well. So there is an ebook inside of this software already. So there really is no need for the printed textbook unless you're a student that actually likes the printed textbook. I personally like having a hard copy book. I keep one with me almost at all times. That is what I prefer to use. And if you're that way, there are other options that are listed in that technology of this textbook page that tells you all the different options you have on buying the actual printed books. I will tell you that if you buy the My Stat Lab access through the link that I'll provide on the first day of class, there is a good chance it's a little bit cheaper than the price that's on here. But we'll talk about that in another section for you to let you know about what's going on that as well. Additional items you need, a graphing calculator, a TI 83 or 84 series is strongly recommended. I will show you how to use this calculator throughout the course. I have some videos that are set up inside of My Stat Lab that show you how to actually do the work you need with a calculator. Later in the semester, there are some things that are, if you do it by hand, will take you about 30 minutes to do an entire problem by hand. With a calculator, it takes about 30 seconds. So I feel that this calculator is a good one. Also, along with the calculators, look for an inexpensive calculator. You don't need the real fancy one. I have seen some of the TI 84 calculators that are now in color, and I even saw one at one point that was a touchscreen on there. That is a little bit more than you really have to have in this course. Anything that's in the 83, 84 series works great. And 82, if you choose to have an 82, some of those also will work, but they're a little bit older and a little bit slower, if you can find those. The 83, 84, some of the cheaper places that I found to buy them are pawn shops. At a pawn shop, and if you do go to a pawn shop, ask for or take with you the 4 AAA batteries that you know are good, that we can try the calculator out before you buy it. I've had students tell me they get them for $10, $20 at pawn shops. You will have to ask for them because they keep them usually in a box underneath the counter so that they're not stolen. So ask for them. That's usually a good place to go to get one of those. It doesn't matter, 83, 83 plus, the silver versions, they don't really matter. Anything that's an 83, 84, they all work, and they'll be great for this class. And once again, talking about the computer online class, you need to have access to a computer. Going back, sorry, I forgot one thing on this video. The prerequisite for here, it's Math 350 if you have taken that a long time ago, and then Math 362, or 0362. That is the current course. That is very similar to what our old Math 0350 was. That or placing into the course through a TCC placement test. There is also a different program. I don't know if I have any students online doing this, but we do have what's called a co-requisite, where you can take a developmental course and the 1342 course at the same time, but I don't believe that's been approved yet for online courses. So if you're in this course, you have either taken the developmental courses you needed beforehand, or you've placed in this course, so you're exactly where you need to be. No problem on that. Attendance is required at TCC. We do have a mandatory attendance policy at TCC where if you miss more than 15% of a class meeting and you fail to keep up with the work, you could be dropped at the discretion of the instructor. Being an online course, students ask all the time, how do you check attendance? Because it's online. There's not a place to go and be checked, are you here? What I do is I look at you doing the work. If you're doing the work, that is showing me that you are in attendance and doing what you need to do. There are, like I said, 2 attendance days every single week, so I check attendance on those 2 days. Did you do the work that was assigned? If you did, you're present. If you didn't do the work, you're marked absent. How I consider doing the work is if you worked at least half of the assignment, 50% of what's in there for that part of what's going on, then you're counted present. Test, assignment, my stat lab, quiz, whatever it happens to be, if you do that, you're counted present. If you don't do it, you'll be marked absent. All the due dates are on the course organizer, which is the schedule, so you can check those and make sure you're doing all the work. When you reach 15% absences, which are about 5 absences, I believe, is the total we had for this class. If there are 5 times, that's where it comes to. You could be dropped, but I'll talk with you, I email you, I try to converse with you to see what's going on, and I don't drop you immediately on 5. I give you a chance to make sure that everything is working out. As long as you do the work in this class, you really have no reason to be fearful about being dropped from the course. All assignments will be done through my stat lab. Those are the actual assignments. There are additional things like discussion boards, some quizzes, things like that. Tests will be done through Blackboard and my stat lab, but usually most of what you'll be doing is through my stat lab. That's where your main things will be done. My stat lab does have an item that I enjoy. It's that if you miss in a problem, it will give you a little hint on what you're doing wrong, and then it will give you another try on that. Most problems give you 3 tries to do it, and they tell you what the correct answer is. Once you get what that answer was, there will be a link at the bottom of the screen that now says, try again, or try similar problem. You do that, and you'll be able to do the problem again. So really, you can keep doing the homework problems until you get a 100. So that's what we have there in my stat lab. And I'll give you some more information about my stat lab in another direction coming up later. And once again, the textbook is available through my stat lab if you want that. Late work in this course, if you turn work in late, what you do is, if it's after the due dates that are assigned, you will get a 30% reduction in the problems that you did not do. So for instance, if there are 10 problems on a homework assignment and you do 7 of them, you get the full credit for the 7 you did if they were done on time. The 3 other ones that you did not finish, they'll be reduced by 30%. So you could get a grade that's higher than just a 70. So I recommend, even though you may be late on work, still get the work done. You really, really need to make sure you do everything in the course, because this course builds from section to section. This is not a course that you can think, I'm not quite sure on this topic, I'll get the next topic and go on. This course builds from day 1 to the end. You use everything, it just keeps on building every single time. So if you get lost, please, please, please contact me. I want to be able to help you get through this course because you paid for it. You want to get credit for this course. All exams will be done through Proctorio. We'll have more information on Proctorio. You will log in through Blackboard. It will take you into My Stat Lab, and you'll come back. It records everything. You have to be in a private place, going to like Starbucks, McDonald's, Walmart, anywhere like that has free Wi-Fi. They are not appropriate for taking tests. So if you have trouble having a place at home to access this when you do your test, check with your campus that you're in, the nearest campus to you. They may have a room or a location you can go and you can use the school's Wi-Fi and sit in a little private room for a little bit and take your test. So look around. There are places you can go to do this. But just ask, look around. You also need to make sure you have reliable internet. I've had students that had some lower speed internet, some not real good quality internet, and it goes out during a test and it's very, very hard to get it back up and going. So make sure your internet is very, very reliable. The ones at TCC are pretty good, so if you really are worried about it, nervous about it, take it there. And once again, if you're not comfortable being recorded while you take your tests at online and being recorded through Proctorio, we do have the option of taking the test at the Northwest campus. So they have it. The only problem with that is there are certain times of the day that you can take the test. They're open most days from 8 in the morning until 10 at night. They are restricted on that, so if you have a crazy work schedule, it may not fit with your work schedule, so you'll be left using the Proctorio. I do give you multiple days to take a test. Really, you have an entire week, but at least you have a half week from when a certain item was due until the test is due. So you have 3 or 4 days every single time to make sure you can get the test done. I will tell you that in the past, Murphy's Law has reigned supreme on students who wait until the last minute to take tests. If you don't know what Murphy's Law is, it says if it can go wrong, it will. Whenever students wait until the very, very end to take a test, something is going to go wrong. It always happens that way. I am not sure why that happens. It's just they always go wrong at the last minute. Students who take tests early never seem to have any problem. Just make sure you take the test as quickly as possible. That way, if there is an issue, we can catch up. If you're trying to do it at 10 o'clock at night on the night it's due at midnight, and something goes wrong, there will not be time to fix it. So make sure you do it as quick as you can, as soon as you are able to, every single time. Makeup test, only in the event of a major emergency can tests be taken late. Major emergencies are not that you forgot to study. It's not that you waited until the last minute and the computer didn't work. Something major has happened, a death in the family, you're in the hospital, something that's a major, major event. Normal life circumstances really don't count as a major event, but if something happens, notify me immediately as soon as it can, and we'll talk about it. There has to be documentation for why you missed the test, so make sure you have that done, and we will get it verified, and there is consultation I take with others. Department chairs, sometimes the dean, sometimes vice president. We talk about it and see, is this really a valid reason to take a test late? I can tell you right now, forgetting the test is never ever accepted. Saying I had to work is not accepted because very, very few people work 24 hours a day, and since the test can be done online whenever you are available, you can take tests at times that you're not working. So there's not a whole lot of things that go on there, but pretty much it's injury, traumatic injuries, things like that are what keep you from taking the test. Extra credit. I only give extra credit occasionally, and extra credit is really that. It's credit that you get that's extra above and beyond doing the work already. Most students that do all of the work already in the course don't need extra credit. Typically, the students who ask for extra credit never did the first credit to begin with, never did the work assigned in the course. So what I do is, when I give extra credit, I will let everybody know, here's an opportunity for extra credit. Everybody gets the same chance, whether they want to do it or not, it's your decision. But please don't ask me for extra credit. I don't usually offer it back if you ask for it. I do have a few scheduled already during the semester, so look for those, and when they come up, make sure you do those. Here is one additional item. extreme circumstances, if you're the victim of violent crime, you have traumatic injuries that prevent you from contacting me or doing the actual work, if that happens to you, as soon as you are able to, contact me. If you're in the hospital and you're there for a couple of days, when you get out, let me know. We will work with you. We will do what we can to get you back where you need to be. When that happens, we work with you. Like I said, we try to do our best to get you going. The ICR sometimes is overlooked at that point to make sure that we can get you where you need to be. Just contact me again. Just please, please, please keep me informed what's going on with your life.